Well, tonight, King Charles is beginning a specialist treatment for cancer. Tests carried out following last month's prostate operation picked up the condition, we're told, although the cancer is not apparently in his prostate. As aides cleared the King's diary, Charles personally told members of his family, including both his sons. Well, this evening, Buckingham Palace insisted the King remains wholly positive about his treatment and looks forward, he says, to returning to full public duty as soon as possible. John Ray has the latest.
This was the last public glimpse of the King, with Queen Camilla at St Mary Magdalene Church on the Sandringham estate just yesterday. It is exactly a week since he was discharged from the London Clinic private hospital for what was called a corrective procedure for an enlarged prostate, said to be benign. Charles was greeted by well-wishers.
How are you feeling?
And with his wife by his side, looked in good spirits. The palace said he would take several weeks' break from what has been a busy royal schedule to recuperate. But tonight, a further and unexpected development concerning the King's health. In a statement in the past hour, Buckingham Palace revealed that Charles has cancer, discovered during his prostate surgery, but not related to it. A palace statement said, "It was during this intervention that a separate issue of concern was noted and subsequently diagnosed as a form of cancer. This second condition will now receive appropriate treatment." The palace released this new photograph of the King taken recently and said he returned to London today to receive expert treatment as an outpatient. No monarch has served a longer apprenticeship. Charles was crowned just last May after the death of his beloved mother, who reigned for more than 70 years. He promised then to dedicate himself, as she had done, to lifelong service to the United Kingdom and to the Commonwealth. Charles will be forced to step back from public duties, but he will continue to receive his government's official papers that are central to his constitutional role. Tonight, the royal standard is flying above Buckingham Palace, a sign that the King is in residence. It is not clear when he will be able to resume his full royal duties. John Ray, ITV News.
OK, so let's recap that statement from Buckingham Palace in full now. And it reads, during the King's recent hospital procedure for benign prostate enlargement, a separate issue of concern was noted. Subsequent diagnostic tests have identified a form of cancer. His Majesty has today commenced a schedule of regular treatments, during which time he has been advised by doctors to postpone public-facing duties. Throughout this period, His Majesty will continue to undertake state business and official paperwork as usual. The King is grateful to his medical team for their swift intervention, which was made possible thanks to his recent hospital procedure. He remains wholly positive about his treatment and looks forward to returning to full public duty as soon as possible. His Majesty has chosen to share his diagnosis to prevent speculation and in the hope that it may assist public understanding for all those around the world who are affected by cancer. So that is the statement from Buckingham Palace regarding the King's cancer diagnosis. Our correspondent Rachel Younger is at Buckingham Palace now. Rachel, this news released in the last hour or so. What more do you know at this stage?
Well, we know that the King is here tonight in London. He spends his nights at Clarence House while state business goes on here in Buckingham Palace. We haven't been told exactly where he is at the moment, only that he travelled down from Sandringham, where we saw pictures of him spending the weekend visiting St Mary's Church with the Queen Camilla, but that he's come here to begin his outpatient treatment. Now, the palace are not going to tell us where that will take place. There is a balance really here between the King's right, like anybody else's, to some kind of privacy around his condition and his health, and that's why they're not telling us exactly what kind of cancer he has aside to say that it is not prostate cancer. It was simply discovered following an intervention for the enlarged prostate he was in hospital for, emerging just a week ago today. So we won't be getting regular updates on his condition or any more detail, I think, on what he is suffering from. But we do understand that the King wanted to share his cancer diagnosis because he is a patron of so many charities, so many organisations that help and support the many people in this country who have to go through something similar. We understand too that he has been deeply encouraged by the fact that so many men, on reading about what had happened to him with his benign prostate enlargement problem, immediately went to websites run by the NHS and were encouraged to check themselves. So you can almost hear his disappointment in the very brief statements we've had from Buckingham Palace when they say that he won't be able to carry out his next public engagements, that for an undefined period of time they will be postponed or rearranged, and he's apologised personally to anybody who may be affected by that or disappointed by that. You remember him standing on the balcony behind me here 9 months ago as he was crowned, making it clear that he wasn't here to be served, he was here to serve. He'd waited his whole life to do that. And it's clear he feels very determined to get back to his full public duties as soon as he can do that, although there is no timescale being given for that. I think what has come as a particular shock is this particular moment when this news has broken, because Prince William has been away from frontline duties because of his wife receiving hospital treatment. So he hasn't been able to step up as much as he would have liked to have wanted to. We hear from the palace that he may well begin to do that as his wife recovers, standing in for his father over the next weeks and months, and that Queen Camilla, despite her determination to be by his side as much as possible, also plans to carry on with her full programme of public engagements.